associated, and the counter-rotating fields associated with it, and all of the shapes and forms that are around the human body have toroidal fields. They're like donuts that are connected to it. And these toroidal fields are so close together, they're like skins in an onion skin. Those toroidal fields are really important when we talk about the heart in a little while, because there is something really incredible associated with the heart in conjunction with the Merkaba. This is the one I was talking about that Richard Hoagland went crazy over, because you see that everything, this is tetrahedral geometry that they're talking about here. But this line is straight, that line is straight, but this line has a little tiny bend in it right there. And at the time that was done, there was only about 3 people in the world that understood that. That is talking about the relationship of tetrahedral geometry and to hyperdimensional space. That's what gave him the idea that perhaps what they were referring to in the outer planets was hyperdimensional space. This was a crop circle initially. This is hard to focus because of the shot that we took of it, but this is a photograph, an actual photograph of a galaxy. Not ours, of course. Can't photograph ourselves like that. We'd have to run way out in space and come back in. But this is another one, and if you can see it perfectly, and you can't, there's a sphere of energy here, and then there's a disk that goes around here. Now, I've got one of an infrared photograph, which I didn't bring. It shows the flying saucer shape perfectly of this. This is called a spiral galaxy. You are looking at right here the exact size and proportion of the human Merkaba field. It is exact. Only that's in nature that you're looking at. But if you breathe a certain way and you do a certain thing, there's an energy field that can come up on a computer screen without the equipment, and it'll look just like that around your body. That's the beginning of enlightenment, of moving out of polarity consciousness and moving into unity consciousness. It's only the first step. It's not the end. There's many, many steps beyond it, but it's a real important step, because once you begin the Merkaba, your life will never be the same. That's another subject. Life then goes, oh, you're Merkabas, huh? And it grabs you and changes your whole life around and throws you on the ground a few times, and it changes everything in life. There's just not much you can do about it after that. It just all starts altering. Spiritually, you begin to move very fast after that. It's not the end, and a lot of people thought this. A lot of people who went out and read this and thought, well, all you got to do is just do the Merkaba, and that's it. It's not it. There's a lot more to what this is than what was in those books. We thought that you would be able to get this from your own guidance, but unfortunately, and I've done surveys on it, only about 15% of the people can actually do that, and about 85% just got lost. And so we have another workshop called the Earth Sky to bring people up to understand another level of what is this. Now there's another workshop called Living in the Heart, which is an extension of the Merkaba workshop. And we're going to give one here in Guadalajara, but I'm sorry, it is book solid. Thank you. I forget to drink. Guess what this is? Very few people have ever seen this photograph, unless you've seen the books and things. The kings of England. You think about spaceships and things like this coming down in shape. The kings of England, the ancient kings of England, made themselves in these mounds, in the precise shape of the galaxy, but also not only the galaxy, but these guys. Wonder why the ETs chose that shape. Why that shape? Could have been shape, but that shape is the one that is tied to nature, and it's also tied to Merkaba. people that are creating these solid ships that have metal in them are of a very low consciousness. They're beginners, and they're still understanding what the is about. They can do a lot. They can go a lot of places, and there's a lot of them out there. They're like fifth graders or sixth graders. They're just beginning the whole process. The ones that are really advanced don't have solid ships. Their ships are made out of light. And your country, Mexico, has been visited for about the last almost years, 21, 22 years now, but intensely the last few years by one of these races. Their ships look like this one. This is from here in Mexico. You're looking underneath it. That's a big thing. That's like about 2 or 3 football fields across. And you're looking under it. That's the bottom. There's 8 of these dark spots in there. And there's this thing here. And it's a field of light. And when these photos were first brought into Germany to have them analyzed, they did 2 things. They realized that they were real photographs. They could prove that. This is before some of these photographs go back over 20-something years, before digital photographs, computers, or any of that stuff. And because of certain things that they did in those photographs to prove that they were real. But when they put one of these where it was underneath it, so you're looking right underneath it, and that's all you see. It was only like a up when they took the photograph, and they put it into the computers in Germany. And the size of whatever it was couldn't be determined. There's no way for the computer to determine how big it was, because in the references against. But what the computer came up with was that it was a human cell. It was alive. It was like a human cell. That's the only thing it could identify it as. And these are called the plasma ships. And how many people here have seen? Anybody? You got a couple, 3, 4 people. You've seen them. 5, 6, 8, 9. There's 9 or 10 people that have actually seen them. I've talked to quite a few people that have seen them and have photographed them. Carlos Diaz is one of the people that has been seeing them for 20 years. And he has 1,800 photographs and 200 hours of these things. They've only appeared in Mexico and nowhere else. When they first started coming out of the Earth, and they're not ETs, ETs are extraterrestrial. They don't come from space. They come from inside the Earth. They're connected to us directly. And they're not weird ones like the Greys and the reptiles and all this kind of stuff. There are people who really love us and care about us and are concerned about what we're doing because they're part of the same we're on. And they're little people. They're only about this high. And they're made out of light. I've got videos of them walking right through each other. And their ships, when they get on the ship gets bigger. When they get off, it gets littler. And we've got videos of them when they go up in the sky. They might break 2 and go into 2 different directions. And then maybe another one will break. And they might come back together again. But for a long time, they were only here. And they were seen in a very specific place in the beginning. Now it's changed. In the beginning, in the beginning for me, I was in giving a workshop, a lecture to an audience, and there were 6 Mexicans that came up. They weren't related to each other or knew that they were coming up together, and they all had footage of these ships that they took themselves and personally saw, and they all saw them in the same place, which was they saw them coming out of the volcano south of Mexico City, Popo. I don't know the whole thing, but Popo. How do you say it? Okay. Anyway, out of say Popo, they were coming out of Popo before Popo